Today we're doing a New Zealand square cut lamb shoulder, a great learning tool for young butchers, identifying some of the parts that are on the shoulder. You definitely have an arm bone, which is on the bottom. If I flip it over, you can see some of the ribs, you can see some of the vertebrae, and you can also see some elastin. And inside here, attached to the arm, will be the shoulder blade as well. In order to start taking it apart, we have to flip it upside down so the ribs are actually pointing up. And we're going to take our knife and we're going to follow those ribs all the way down and spreading it open with our other hand and sort of using our knife as an extension of our hand to take off this piece. We now have this piece of neck here that we can easily take off by just finding the seam. Now if you just manipulate with your fingers, you can find the seam and get your knife in there and you can take the neck right off. And in order for me to clean this up nicely, we're going to take this little piece of elastin off. Very similar to elastic, and that's exactly how it feels, like a rubber band. You can cook it for 3 days and nothing will happen to this. So we get rid of that. And this is just the neck. Getting back to the shoulder, we're going to make sure that it's fat side down. And we're going to find where the shoulder is. So right here, I can see the shoulder. I'm going to put my knife on top of the shoulder and I'm going to follow that shoulder. I want to sort of expose the shoulder. And I want to open this up like a book. So see what's happening? And I'm going to find where the shoulder connects to the arm bone. And you can see it right here. There's a ball and socket. My next move is to use a dagger hold. Just with the tip of the knife, I'm going to trace the shoulder blade on both sides. Anytime you have bone connecting to bone or sockets, you're going to find a lot of ligaments that are connecting everything and holding everything together. So we need to release those and get underneath. Once we've done that, so I can actually pop it up, I can get my knife underneath the blade. And I want to scrape as much of the meat off as possible to make my next move a lot easier. So I do that on both sides. Take your knife, get underneath the blade, scrape down the meat. So I have something like this. I'm going to take the ball of my hand, I'm going to put it on the ball of the bone, and I'm going to take these two fingers, I'll put them underneath. And with a little bit of gentle force, I will pull this shoulder blade right out. The only thing left is two little things. This arm bone is going to be removed, and that's simply by holding it a dagger hold again. Put it right on the bone. Scrape as hard as you could on the bone. This will expose the bone. And I'm just cutting around, again, ligaments. I'm going to take this bone right out. So I have a shoulder blade and the arm bone that were connected together. Now I'm going to look for a triangular piece of fat, which is right here. And if I put my fingers, I can basically feel where the softest part is. That's where the prescapular gland is going to be found. And I want to remove that. It's not that it's poisonous. It just spoils the ground quicker if we do not remove it. And it looks like a Jello meat filled candy that we want to get rid of. So that's your gland. And now we have a deboned lamb shoulder that we can easily roll and roast.